So, and I just was encouraging people to read every bit of the August packet, and especially the meal prep guide.
Yeah.
So if you want to say anything about any of these things, about maybe the next dish on dining, or any responses you got from that last one that you had, the last meeting.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, I mentioned that. So,
well, there was a little bit of a kerfuffle with that because I had looked at the game room schedule and it was open, but we had lost our email. So there was a new one created because this one wasn't working. And so I didn't realize that. So it looked like nobody was there when I scheduled it, and there was a group there.
Oh, my.
And in the Life and Times, it had said 2:30 because Lisa knew that and adjusted. But then on the Dining Digest, we had already put that out.
Oh, yeah.
But anyways, it was good. It was good. There was a lot of feedback, good feedback for that evening. And I'm actually looking forward to, we have all of the pieces for our kiosk. So we're going to have a kiosk in the bistro. So great. Folks will be able to order in advance and look up your own dining balance from the kiosk. And we're going to do some trainings for that in September. So,
oh, awesome.
Yeah. So do you want me to talk about that?
Yeah, that sounds good. They're already taking my fob when I buy something.
Yeah.
That's good too.
That's really helpful. We have almost everybody, because a lot of folks were not, their fobs were not correct. They were programmed in multiple different ways over the years because somebody new was programming them.
Hey, that happens.
It does. And so we were finding that out, and then we worked with maintenance to sort of get that. So I think we're at about 90%. We only have a few people left to get their fobs coded correctly, and then we'll have less errors in charges and billing. And especially you with your name, Betty Allen and Bernie Allen.
Always had that problem.
And so when we had two Allen Mawinnies for a while. Oh no, there's two Allens, I think. But we had lots of folks with similar sounding names, and so a lot of times that would get mixed up. So we're looking forward to having that fixed.
Well, it sure is faster, I will say, to check out, because the people usually have to go down or find your name and make sure you're there, and then they put you in to get whatever you bought.
Yeah.
But here, they just add up what you bought and you put your little fob under there.
Yeah.
It does it all for them.
I know. I'm looking forward to using those in the dining room too, because that'll eliminate charge mistakes in the dining room.
Oh yeah,
so we'll know exactly who's here and be able to identify that. So I'm looking forward to
check it against your reservation list and make sure somebody else didn't sneak in with somebody else's fob. They wouldn't do that.
No. But that is funny. So we're hoping to by fall be able to make online reservations.
Oh, that'll be good too.
Yeah, so people can make their own reservations as they can look to see the whole week and what's available and make what's convenient for them.
And a lot of people don't have computers, but they do have their phone or an iPad, I've noticed, and or another tablet.
Yeah.
So they'd be able to do it on those too.
Yeah.
That would be awesome.
And, even at the kiosk in the bistro, you'll be able to pick, select reservations and go through that way. So looking forward to the new innovations that we have.
Oh, me too. And some people aren't really satisfied with technology and where it's been going. But in cases like this where it's being used for good and to make things better, I think it's just like anything else. A lot of the technology benefits us in a lot of ways. And of course, there's always something that we don't agree with. Same as when you go to school and get a new teacher. One student might really love this teacher and like her ways, and the other one might complain about the teacher. So, it's just, even with bosses,
Yeah.
One person loves this boss, but boy, she sure doesn't get along with this person,
Well, right now we're working on, we have all the components and putting everything together. We have some wiring to do left. And once we have the kiosk up, we'll start doing some trainings.
And what is your projected date? Ballpark.
sometime after Labor Day.
Oh, so that's pretty soon.
The next few weeks we'll be putting the pieces together and making sure everything's functioning and doing some tests. We have John and Jane Test in our system, so we practice using their names. And once we feel confident that everything is working pretty well, then we'll start doing some trainings with all the residents. So we'll go through step by step and do some small group trainings so people can get practice. But if anyone's ever ordered from a place like Sheets, or done self-checkout.
Oh, my kids do that.
Yeah.
Stuff.
Then if you've done those sort of things before, then you'll feel comfortable, should be comfortable doing self-ordering on the kiosk or placing reservations or looking up your resident.
Well, if you're UPMC and you go to the hospital over there or somewhere in one of their clinics, you've got to do the same thing. They've got a screen there and you had to say who you are and it says, are you so-and-so? And so some people will be used to doing that over there.
Yeah, absolutely. So, and then for anybody that's not used to it or is a little bit timid for technology, we'll make sure that we go through and, everybody gets to practice a little bit. And the screen is really nice and big. So that is helpful.
Yeah. And I'm sure if somebody did get stuck, there's another person standing around that probably has had more experience with it.
Absolutely. I'm sure most of the staff members would be able to help.
And where is it going to be located?
Right by our to-go stand.
Okay.
So kind of at the edge of the lobby here in the bistro where you pick up your to-go meal.
Oh, yeah. I know what you're talking about. Yeah. Oh, that's going to be great. I can't wait to start using it.
Yeah. That's all I really have. We're getting ready for server training right now. I know Melissa's getting ready to start that. We have had a lot of new students join our team in the last few weeks as we're losing some of our seniors and they're going away to college. So
I think it's great that you give all these young people your experience, their experiences here, they can put on their resumes. I think it's really great that y'all did that.
We had 9 high school seniors this year graduate, and most move on to college or professional jobs. And so some will come back through breaks. Some have already moved on. So we're looking forward to having this new group of students.
And they probably don't realize it, but they've learned a lot of people skills here, especially with it being a retirement center. And they've also learned the skills and know the ins and outs of being a waitress or a server or wherever they work, kitchen or whatever. I think it's great that you all can hire them. I really do.
Well, thanks, Betty. I appreciate that.
In fact, I started working when I was a junior in high school. I was in a program called Distributive Education, and that's what I intended to teach someday, but I ended up teaching something else. But anyway, I don't know if these students have a program like that, but we had a class that taught us how to fill out job interview papers and stuff like that, and how to do things right on a job, any kind of job, and they would come observe us at work and talk to our bosses. That's really helpful like that here.
Actually, Kaden, who works for us now full time, did a high school program that he did do called a work study, and his teachers came here and evaluated. We would fill out monthly evaluation forms.
That's
and they would come in and observe.
Yeah, I think it's an awesome program if the schools offer it.
Yeah. Not all of them do that, but we are, fortunate Kaden had a program like that in his school and worked through that.
Well, the main reason I liked the program and thought I would want to teach it, but ended up teaching something else, was because I noticed that it was an excellent program for kids that weren't college bound. So they go through this program in high school and they get lots of experience, and it helps them the rest of their life.
Yeah.
And I even had kids working at home at Wendy's or someplace like that, where my kids always wanted to go to the drive-up and get something. And they say, "Hi, Miss Allen, I'm using all those skills you taught me. Thank you."
That's so sweet. I mean, I think that it's really great. The students learn to break out of their shell. They learn to engage with strangers and adults in a way that they don't typically engage with adults.
If it wasn't for this, they wouldn't know how to deal with older people too, I'm sure.
And oftentimes you'd be surprised, this is the first time they've swept a floor or mopped a floor or, held to attendance accountability. In school, your mom or your dad takes you to and fro,
Yeah.
and you don't have to worry about that so much. You come and go as you're told. Here, if they aren't able to attend work, we hold them accountable to
Yeah.
that, and we, counsel them through what that looks like. You've missed too many days, or you've had too many absences. Now, you need to look at that and plan better.
Yeah, I'm sure they are not aware of the service you are doing them by hiring them and being like a counselor at the same time and telling them what they should do when they're out in the public and et cetera,
I'll say often in dining meetings that they're very much like our kids. They come on board and they don't know a whole lot, and they don't even know what to expect from work or what the expectations of work are of you.
That's right.
And so we work on those as we go and as they're learning. And then by the time they're trained up and understand everything, they leave and move on, just like kids at home. So it is a little bit sad for us, but we're all very proud of watching our students grow as well.
It is something you can be proud of and know that you really helped them some way that they'll use the rest of their life, Maybe 20 years from now, some of them will come back and say, "Do you remember me?"
And I know several of our students have used the scholarship fund and have applied for the scholarships. Several have been awarded, scholarship monies because they do work very hard. And really, some of our college students especially have said that it's been invaluable to their education.
Well, I don't come in here too often anymore, but I do go in the bistro, and I know the ones working in there have always, worked with, seemed to me have been really working out well for you. They're sociable a little bit, but not too much. But if you talk to them, they'll talk back to you, And you've had some really nice, you can tell they come from good homes and all. You've had some really good kids here.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I try really hard to hire smart.
Yeah.
Well, Betty, thank you for your time, and thanks for including me in the Monday Madness.
So interesting talking